What is up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Two Game Podcast. I am here to review season 1 of Dandadan. Let me give you some backstory on how I came to start watching this show. Okay, so we went to Japan back in November, and I'm sitting at one of the terminals, ready to fly back to the U.S. and I'm looking at Netflix. I'm thinking about something to watch, and a lot of people, and there's lots of stuff going on in Japan with Dandadan. I see it all over in the anime shops and whatnot, and just on TikTok and Twitter and all the social medias. Dandadan was very popular, and this was, I think, the first 4 or 5 episodes had been out at the time. I can't remember, but I decided to, on a whim, at the terminal, start watching Dandadan. And with the first episode, not knowing really anything about it other than the synopsis that Netflix gives you, and I fell in love with this show in episode 1, which is very difficult for a series to do in regards to like anime. Anime usually takes like 2-3 episodes for it to really grab me. So I didn't know anything about this show, about the manga, nothing. And I was pleasantly surprised. So I'm going to tell you the plot of this series. And if you are interested in what this plot is, pause this, save it, and then come back, because I want you to go watch it, and then I want you to hear my overall thoughts of season 1 of Dandadan. So Momo Ayase is a high school girl who believes in ghosts, but not aliens, while her fellow high schooler, Ken Takakura, whom Momo refers to as Okarun during the series, believes in aliens but not ghosts. In a bet to determine who is correct, the two decide to separately visit locations associated with both the extraterrestrial and the occult. Momo is abducted by a group of aliens who accidentally kind of unblock her psychic abilities. Meanwhile, Okarun is possessed by a spirit who takes over his body. By using Momo's abilities and his possessed form, they defeat the aliens together, and then the rest of the story kind of follows the two as they team up with fellow students, friends, and family, new acquaintances to fight spirits and aliens. And that's kind of the overarching plot right there. Now, there's like a little caveat in all of that I'm kind of leaving out. And I struggled to really not tell people what that little extra plot detail is, because that was the thing that kind of hooked me in terms of, hey, guys, I'm immature to begin with, so just bear with me here. So the one thing that I've always kind of left out when I'm telling people to watch this show or read the manga is the fact that what unfolds after all of this, and during, when they're fighting the spirits and the aliens, it's a romance, then it's action and comedy. And I feel like the romance side of this story is really, really amazing. But there's like comedy, which is hilarious. It's one of the funniest animes that I have seen, and I was laughing my ass off throughout every episode. So these characters are dealing with horny aliens and spirits. So that's legitimately where I will leave the plot at. Pause right here, save, and then come back once you've watched Dandadan. It is an amazing show. Go check it out, and come back and hear my thoughts on season 1. So spoilers from here on out. So season 1 of Dandadan is absolutely fantastic. It honestly, and it probably is a little bit of recency bias, not gonna lie, but this shot up my rankings for all-time favorite anime. It's close to a top 10 anime for me, if not like right in the wheelhouse of top 10. Because I just really enjoyed the characters more so than anything. But the action in this show is actually my least favorite part of the entire show. I really enjoyed this romance love story that's going on between Momo Ayase and Okarun. I really loved what they did with that relationship over the first season. And a lot of it is relatable, because if you go back to, when you were a lot younger and you try to remember what it was to fall in love with someone or be in love with another person, those same feelings are kind of hinted at and shown here. Lots of moments of self-doubt. They're always fighting their inner selves in all of these episodes, where they're like, man, she doesn't like me. Why would I even bother trying to like her back or trying to fight for her? Because, she's not going to want to be with a person like me. And this guy over here is so much more handsome than I am, or vice versa. Why would he be in love with me? It's just lots and lots of self-doubt. And I think all of the character work in the show is super relatable, which really helped me fall in love with all of these characters. And they all have their own distinct personalities, for sure. And then in the mix of all of that, we get to know both of these characters for an extended period of time in the season. I want to say it was 8 episodes that we kind of focused on Momo Ayase and Okuran and the relationship, and then kind of diving into the spirits and the aliens, and all that was great. But then just a little bit, guys, they push this story forward. They try to give us more with these characters by putting them in, again, more relatable situations where we have not a triangle relationship, but a square relationship, where they insert Gigi, who is a childhood friend and crush of Momo. And that's when all that self-doubt kind of comes back again. And Okuran is just like, why would she want to be with me? She was already in love with this guy. Why would she want to come back with me? He's a great guy. And truth be told, he's growing on me. Gigi reminds me a lot of Zenitsu from Demon Slayer, in that he is borderline very, very annoying. And then he has moments where I'm like, oh man, yeah, he's annoying here, but then we get great scenes here where it's either comedy or some good dramatic moments. So it's I have this tug of war relationship with his character, and I'm interested to see where they take Gigi's character in season 2, especially in this square type relationship. And now that Gigi and Okuron, they kind of know that they both really like Momo, that they're going to both pursue her, and there's going to be that conflict between these two characters, I think is super interesting and very exciting for what this show can do going forward. But yeah, Gigi so far, borderline, I can't fucking deal with the guy because he's kind of annoying as a character, but he does have some moments here or there that I'm just like, damn, that was pretty good. That was pretty funny, that kind of stuff. But then we have the flip side of that square relationship, where we have Ira Shiratori, who is now the female part of this square relationship. And yeah, all the people at the high school really love her. She's the school idol, the popular one, right? And there are some things that happen in season 1 that it kind of makes Momo think that Okuran is falling for her. And again, that's where that self-doubt comes in on her side. And it's both of these characters really, really like each other. But things happen in season 1 that both of them are like, nah, she wouldn't like me. And that conflict between them two and the other two in this square relationship is just so damn good. It is one of the best, I guess, love relationships that I've seen in anime. And it is without a doubt my favorite aspect of Dandadan so far. I think it's really relatable, and it just, when it cuts to the action's not bad. It's just when there's action around, I'm like, hey, can we go back to the characters? Because the characters are really where this story and this anime really shine for me. So I'll touch on the action just a little bit. The action isn't bad per se. I think they're well choreographed, well animated. It's just at times I feel like there's just so much going on in this show that the action kind of just fades out to me. It just gets kind of lost in the static. And again, it's not bad by any means. I won't put it up there as some of the best action in anime or anything like that. And I'm not saying I'm bored by any means, because the action is good. It's just when it's going on, I want other aspects of the show. I just prefer the comedy. I prefer the character development. I prefer the love relationship that's going on between multiple characters. And then on top of that, you got the lore and the world building that's going on, and I really love all of that. But the anime is really fucking trippy when it comes to like what's going on with the aliens and the spirits. It's trippy, guys. Like I'm thinking like when they made this anime, somebody was on LSD at some point when they were animating the manga. And then the last thing that I want to kind of discuss is the comedy of this show. And I kind of briefly mentioned it a little while ago. The horniness of the aliens, of the spirits. It's just I know that there's a lot of controversy with a couple of scenes in this anime in season 1. I'm not going to touch on the controversy. We don't really do that here with the 2 Game Podcast. So I'm going to kind of talk around all of that. And when I was watching this in that terminal in Japan, and I found out that the entire show, the entire plot line behind everything is the fact that Okuran loses his dick and balls, and then that's the crux of the show, where they are trying to get all 3 things back. They're trying to get both balls and then the dick back. And that to me was just hilarious, because I was not expecting that when I started watching the anime for the first time, because they don't tell you these things in the description for Netflix. They don't say, oh yeah, he's going to try to find his dick and balls in the description. So when you find that out for the first time, it was shocking, it was hilarious, and I was basically cackling in the terminal. Just ask Nick and Christian, because they were there and they witnessed all of this. But the comedy is so damn good, because one, you have Momo Ayase, who doesn't really want Okuran to know that she really likes him. So she's gonna play that type of character and that type of attitude towards him, where she just kind of does constant digs at him. And those things are funny, right? And she is without a doubt my favorite character of the series so far. Turbo Granny, hilarious, especially when she turns into a damn cat. That is not played enough. I'm gonna be honest with you. When they turned her into a cat, I was expecting her to be in like every single episode and be in more scenes. She's not. And I hope in season 2 they include Turbo Granny a lot more, because she is so damn good. But yeah, the comedy comes from what the aliens are saying, from the dialogue. We want your banana, and it's just like, again, I'm super immature, guys. All right, so when shit like that's happening during the course of the season, yeah, I find it quite hilarious. So I don't think it trumps the relationship and the character developments of all of these characters here, but I think it really complements everything that's going on in this show. It keeps you invested in these characters, the moments of levity in between, like these moments of heartbreak. I won't say a 10 out of 10 for season 1, because I think every episode was really, really great. There were like 1 or 2 episodes that I felt were kind of sluggish a little bit, and that was kind of in the middle of the season. So if I had to give season 1 a score, I think I would give it like a 9 out of 10. Really, really enjoyed this first season, and season 2 is not far behind, guys. This thing's coming out, I want to say, in June. And speaking of which I haven't really discussed, was the voice acting. I watched this in dub. Don't come at me in the comment section, okay? It is what it is. The dub is really fucking good. Really good. All the voice actors are absolutely great. Momo Ayase, who is voiced by Abby Trott. And then we got Okuran, who is voiced by AJ Beckles. Both of the voice actors for those characters are really, really great. And then the other voice actors are good as well. So I would recommend the dub. However you want to, go watch this show right now. I watched it on Netflix, but it's on Crunchyroll as well. And I'm excited about season 2, guys. I even bought the manga, and I'm going to start reading through the manga, and hopefully I can just kind of keep up with the series as it kind of comes out with the anime. So yeah, I got the first volume of the manga ready to go. As soon as I finish a couple other things that has not been announced yet for our channel, I'll be able to dive into Dandadan's manga series. Really looking forward to that, because this series, this show has really grabbed a hold of me, and I am very excited for the future of Dandadan. It is one of those shows where it releases on Thursday. I am watching it on Thursday. But guys, let me know down in the comments below of what you thought about the first season of Dandadan. What were your issues with it? What did you really love? Did you like the action? Whatever. Let me know down below of your thoughts of season 1 and if you're excited for season 2 coming up. But guys, that is going to be it for me. I will catch y'all next time on another episode. Laters.